Courtney always says North is my lesson on this planet. It means that I'm supposed to learn even more patience. There's a way to be honest and not hurt people's feelings.
It's looking like beachy, diamonds are on it.
This is my worst nightmare.
Kim Kardashian's trip to Italy was supposed to be glamorous, but instead, it turned into a headline-grabbing disaster. From her daughter North West's shocking new look to awkward fashion feuds with industry legends, and even a political backlash that reached the White House.
Kim Kardashian is catching heat again, this time for her 12-year-old daughter, North West, being spotted out with a hand piercing. Appears like she got her middle finger pierced.
Oh my gosh, I don't get starstruck for anybody. Truly, nobody, except for Kim K. And I just saw her on the streets. I didn't know what to do. I totally messed it up probably, and I just told her I loved her and I'm a huge fan. And then her security guy was like, okay, thank you. And I'm like, and by the way, this is my candy company. And then I just handed her my candy and she was so nice.
This story has everything. What really went down in Italy? Stay tuned, because this is not just another Kardashian story. This one is filled with jaw-dropping twists you won't believe. Kim's Italian fashion disaster. Italy is considered the capital of timeless elegance, but when Kim Kardashian arrived for her latest appearance, the moment quickly spiraled into a spectacle. Her outfit, a skin-tight metallic gray number that fans instantly dubbed the wedgie dress, was meant to be bold and daring. Instead, it drew gasps for all the wrong reasons. Fashion critics online were stunned, not because of creativity, but because of discomfort. One person wrote that just looking at the dress made them want to adjust their own clothes. Others compared it to bed sheets twisted out of shape, saying it looked more like a DIY project than couture. At the event, the clash between Kim's choice and the refined Italian atmosphere was impossible to ignore. Surrounded by guests in sleek gowns and tailored suits, Kim's look stood out, but not in the way she intended. Instead of being praised as a trendsetter, whispers and social media reactions turned the moment into a running joke. Many started questioning whether Kim has lost touch with the very fashion scene she once influenced. After years of dominating red carpets, this misstep left people wondering if her strategy has shifted from elegance to sheer shock value. North West's controversial piercing.
Just have to say, Kim, what were you thinking? She is 12 years old, literally 12. And this person she's with is supposed to be her friend, but she looks like a whole-ass grown adult with all of these tattoos and stuff, which I find very strange.
If Kim's dress created headlines, it was her daughter, North West, who turned the conversation into a full-blown storm. Observers noticed what looked like a piercing between her middle and pointer finger, a highly unusual choice for anyone, let alone a 12-year-old. Fans immediately zoomed in on photos, pointing out what appeared to be redness around the area, fueling rumors that it might not only be real, but already irritated. The piercing itself, often called a dermal or microdermal, is known among body art enthusiasts as one of the most difficult to heal. Professionals often caution that this type of jewelry is prone to infections, painful rejections, and sometimes permanent scarring. Parents across social media were quick to voice outrage, asking how a child could be allowed to undergo such a procedure. Some said it crossed the line between self-expression and recklessness, while others argued that it blurred the line of what's appropriate for someone so young. Adding to the mystery, debates broke out about whether the accessory was simply a ring made to look like a piercing. But with multiple outlets reporting it as a piercing, the conversation escalated. What made the situation worse was the company North appeared to be keeping an older friend and nail artist covered in tattoos who many believed was influencing her style choices. To critics, it looked like Kim was not just ignoring the situation, but enabling it. The piercing controversy quickly overshadowed the entire event, sparking the question, is this harmless fun or a glimpse into a much bigger parenting problem? The backlash builds.
Kardashian is catching heat again, this time for her 12-year-old daughter, North West, being spotted out with a hand piercing. Appears like she got her middle finger pierced, right in the webbing area almost between her pointer finger and her middle finger.
What started as a simple photo quickly turned into a heated debate online. Parents in particular were outraged, saying they could never imagine letting their own 12-year-old experiment with something so extreme. Many pointed out that dermal piercings aren't just accessories, they come with serious risks. Infection, rejection, and even permanent scarring are common. especially when placed in such a sensitive area like the webbing of the fingers. Comment sections across platforms filled with shock, with some saying Kim was setting a dangerous example for other kids who might see North as a role model, but not everyone agreed. Some defended North, suggesting the piercing was probably temporary or even fake, and that the backlash was exaggerated. A few argued that children of celebrities are always judged harsher than others, and that this could simply be another case of the internet blowing things out of proportion. Regardless, the controversy had taken on a life of its own. By the end of the night, hashtags about North's piercing were trending, overshadowing every other part of Kim's Italian trip. For many, it wasn't just about a piece of jewelry. It was about Kim's image as a mother, and how much control she really has over her children's decisions. The Diane von Furstenberg clash. While the piercing drama raged online, Kim was dealing with an entirely different kind of tension inside the event itself. The evening was meant to celebrate Diane von Furstenberg.
Now, this is Diane. She's 78 years old, and I feel like she is not here to play. Come on, Kim. Come bring your wedgie over here. Have a seat. You got all these important people just waiting for you. Look, Diane's like pointing again. She's like, sit down.
A legendary designer who built her reputation on decades of influence and respect in the fashion world. Yet when Kim made her late entrance, all eyes shifted from the honoree to her. Cameras captured the exact moment Diane's mood changed. Her posture stiffened, her gaze fixed on Kim, and she motioned her to her seat with a sharp gesture that spoke louder than words. Fashion insiders immediately picked up on the awkward exchange. Diane, at 78 years old, is seen as a powerhouse who doesn't play into theatrics. Having someone stroll in late, especially someone like Kim, who has often been accused of making everything about herself, was seen as more than just a slip-up. It was interpreted as disrespect. For many in the room, the tension was palpable. Viewers later described the moment as being similar to a teacher scolding a student, with Kim caught in the middle of a very public power play. What should have been a glamorous appearance quickly turned into a masterclass in how not to handle an elite fashion event. Awkward photo ops. If Kim thought the tension would fade after the ceremony, the group photos told a different story. Once again, Diane appeared frustrated as everyone waited for Kim to join the lineup. At an event where punctuality and elegance are expected, Kim's delayed responses came across as careless. Cameras caught Diane pointing again, signaling for Kim to sit down, while the rest of the attendees looked visibly impatient. The body language in the room said it all. Kim's presence was tolerated, not celebrated. The photos themselves became internet gold. Viewers dissected every frame, highlighting Diane's unimpressed expressions and the strained atmosphere between the two women. Critics said Kim seemed more concerned about being the center of attention than respecting the significance of the moment. For Diane, who has spent decades shaping the industry, this behavior likely felt beneath the standards of high fashion. Fans online compared it to Anna Wintour's infamous icy demeanor, pointing out that Diane clearly wasn't going to entertain what they called Kardashian antics. What should have been a glamorous highlight for Kim instead left her looking like the outsider at her own celebration. A wholesome moment with a fan. Amid all the chaos, one unexpected encounter offered Kim a rare, positive headline. While strolling the streets of Italy, she was approached by a small business owner who nervously handed her a bag of homemade candy.
I'm a huge fan. I love you so much. No, I'm so excited to meet you. This is also my candy company. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Most celebrities would brush off such moments, but Kim paused, smiled, and accepted the gift. Cameras captured her chatting warmly, thanking the fan, and even holding the candy bag as she walked away.
Gosh, I don't get starstruck for anybody. Truly, nobody, except for Kim K. And I just saw her on the streets. I didn't know what to do. I totally messed it up probably, and I just told her I loved her and I'm a huge fan. And then her security guy was like, okay, thank you. And I'm like, and by the way, this is my candy company. And then I just handed her my candy and she was so...
The clip spread quickly online, and fans called it a refreshing reminder that Kim can still show humility. Many praised the entrepreneur's bravery, saying it takes guts to walk up to one of the world's most recognizable figures and pitch your brand. Others admired Kim for not ignoring the gesture, suggesting she might actually remember the brand later. Still, Some skeptics argued that Kim knew the cameras were rolling and leaned into the moment deliberately to soften her image after the piercing backlash and fashion blunder. Either way, the encounter stood out as the only wholesome highlight of her trip, proof that even in the middle of scandal, Kim can still play the role of businesswoman and brand builder with ease. Political controversy with Trump's circle, but the drama didn't end with fashion or family. Kim's decision to speak about U.S. immigration policies at the Italian event added an entirely new layer of controversy. She addressed the topic of federal raids, saying they were unfairly impacting families who had contributed to building the country. While her words earned applause from some, they triggered swift pushback from Washington. Within hours, officials linked to Trump's administration issued a sharp statement, accusing Kim of being misinformed and out of touch with the realities of law enforcement operations. The criticism was harsher than expected, framing Kim as someone siding against law enforcement and minimizing the seriousness of criminal activity. For many, the clash highlighted just how polarizing Kim's presence has become. What made this moment even more surprising is that Kim has previously been photographed with Ivanka Trump and even praised Melania Trump in the past. For her to suddenly take a stance that directly challenged Trump's circle shocked fans and critics alike. Was Kim trying to reinvent herself as a political voice, or was this just another headline-grabbing move? Either way, she had managed to draw the attention of both Hollywood and the White House in the span of a single trip. Other Kardashian-Jenner headlines. While Kim battled her Italian controversies, the rest of the Kardashian-Jenner family kept fueling their own headlines. Khloe Kardashian stepped out for a private dinner with Hailey Bieber, but it wasn't the company that got people talking. It was Khloe's outfit. The look, a mix of mismatched textures and shapes, left even her fans puzzled. Some described it as confused couture, while others felt it clashed with Khloe's usual polished image. Side-by-side photos of Hailey in her classic little black dress only made the contrast more obvious, sparking endless comparisons online. Meanwhile, Kylie Jenner silenced pregnancy rumors that had been swirling for months with a glossy new photo shoot. The images showed her posing confidently, proving once again that speculation around her personal life fuels just as many headlines as her beauty brand. Her partner, Timothée Chalamet, was also making waves, but from halfway around the world. On the set of Duna 3, reports described him balancing grueling 18-hour shooting days with lively off-set gatherings, cementing his reputation as Hollywood's rising superstar. Insiders even claimed his charm had made him as respected on set as veteran legends. While Kim stumbled in Italy, the rest of the Kardashian-Jenner orbit seemed to spin just as chaotically, each member wrapped up in their own storm of publicity, fashion, and speculation. So, what do we really take away from Kim Kardashian's chaotic trip to Italy? In just a few days, she managed to spark debates about parenting, embarrass herself on the fashion stage, clash with one of the most respected designers alive, and even step into the political spotlight only to be called out by the White House. Add in her daughter's eyebrow-raising piercing, awkward photo ops with Diane von Furstenberg, and the whispers surrounding her entire family, and you have a trip that was less about glamour and more about damage control. But here's the real question. Is Kim losing her grip on the carefully polished empire she's built? Or is all of this part of her master plan to keep her name trending at any cost? Some fans believe she thrives on controversy and uses it as fuel, while others say these repeated missteps prove that her influence in fashion and culture is slipping away. One thing is clear. Love her or criticize her, Kim Kardashian still has the ability to dominate the global conversation. But will her next headline be a redemption moment or another scandal waiting to explode? Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe Kim is orchestrating all of this for attention? Or is she really starting to fall out of touch? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because if this trip taught us anything, it's that the Kardashian saga is never truly over, and the next chapter is always around the corner.